Have you ever wondered when the best time to buy a video game is? The best time to buy a video game can depend on various factors, including the platform, the game's popularity, and the time of year. Here, I'll give you 9 major factors to consider. The first and most obvious factor is sales. Many video game retailers offer sales throughout the year, particularly around major holidays like Black Friday and Christmas. During these times, you can often find significant discounts on popular games and consoles. Black Friday, which takes place the day after Thanksgiving in the United States, has become a major shopping holiday in many countries, with retailers offering deep discounts on a wide range of products. Video game retailers are no exception, with many offering discounts on games, consoles, and accessories. Similarly, the holiday season around Christmas is another popular time for video game sales. Many retailers offer discounts in the weeks leading up to Christmas, so it's worth keeping an eye out for deals during this time. In addition to these holidays, many digital storefronts also offer sales throughout the year. For example, Steam's summer and winter sales are popular events where you can find discounts on a wide range of PC games. These sales typically last for a few weeks and offer daily and flash deals on popular games. Not all sales are created equal, and some retailers may offer better deals than others. It's always a good idea to compare prices across different retailers and platforms to ensure that you're getting the best deal possible. Additionally, some games may not go on sale at all, particularly if they're relatively new or popular. The second factor to consider is new game release schedules. When a new title in a popular video game franchise is released, retailers may discount older titles in the franchise to make room for the new release and clear out inventory. This is particularly common with physical copies of games, as retailers need to make space on their shelves for new titles. You can also observe this with digital releases as well. To promote the next game in the franchise, you will often see sales for previous titles for massive discounts. For example, if a new Call of Duty game is released, you may be able to find deals on older Call of Duty titles at retailers like GameStop or Best Buy. Similarly, if a new installment in a sports game franchise like FIFA or Madden is released, you may be able to find discounts on older titles in the same franchise. It's worth noting that not all older games will be discounted, and some may hold their value well over time. Additionally, older games may be harder to find in physical copies, particularly if they're no longer in production. However, if you're patient and keep an eye out for deals, you may be able to find great discounts on older games that you missed when they were first released. The third factor to consider is time of year. The holiday season is a popular time for video game sales, with many retailers offering discounts on popular games and consoles. However, you may also be able to find deals on video games during other times of the year. One example is the back-to-school season, which typically takes place in late summer or early fall. During this time, retailers may offer discounts on a wide range of products, including video games and consoles. This is particularly true for retailers that sell back-to-school supplies, like Target or Best Buy. Additionally, some retailers may offer sales during other major events throughout the year, such as Memorial Day, Labor Day, or the 4th of July. These sales may not be as extensive as holiday sales, but they can still offer significant discounts on popular games and consoles. Another way to find deals on video games is to sign up for newsletters or follow retailers on social media. Many retailers will send out emails or post on social media when they're having a sale or offering a discount code. This can be a great way to stay informed about upcoming deals and discounts. If you're willing to buy used games, you may be able to find great deals throughout the year. Online marketplaces like eBay and Amazon often have listings for used games at discounted prices. However, be sure to read the seller's reviews and check the game's condition before making a purchase. The fourth factor to consider is the platform you're on. PC gaming platforms, such as Steam or GOG, often offer more frequent and varied sales than console gaming platforms. This is because the digital distribution model for PC games allows for more flexibility and frequent updates to the game, which in turn makes it easier for publishers to offer promotions and discounts. Digital storefronts like Steam, GOG, or Humble Bundle often offer deals and discounts on a wide range of games, including both new releases and older titles. These sales can happen at any time of the year and may last for just a few days or several weeks. During these sales, you can often find significant discounts on popular games and bundles. Additionally, PC gaming platforms often offer more flexible pricing models, with free-to-play games and subscription-based services like Xbox Game Pass or EA Play. These services may offer free trials or discounts on certain games or in-game items. It's worth noting that not all PC games are available on every digital storefront, so you may need to check multiple platforms to find the best deal. Additionally, some PC games may require specific hardware or software to run properly, so be sure to check the game's system requirements before making a purchase. PC gaming platforms can offer a great way to find deals on a wide range of games and offer more flexibility in pricing models than console gaming platforms. Keep an eye out for sales and discounts on digital storefronts like Steam or GOG, and you may be able to save money on your favorite games. The fifth factor to consider is reviews. If you're interested in purchasing a new video game, it's always a good idea to wait for reviews to come out before making a purchase. Game reviews can give you an idea of whether the game is worth the price and whether it has any major bugs or issues that could affect your gameplay experience. Reviews from professional game critics can be found on websites like IGN, GameSpot, or Polygon, and they typically provide a detailed analysis of the game's mechanics, graphics, storyline, and overall quality. Additionally, user reviews on websites like Steam or Metacritic can give you an idea of what other players are saying about the game, and whether they are enjoying it or experiencing any issues. It's important to keep in mind that reviews are subjective, and what one person considers to be a flaw in the game may not be a problem for you. However, if multiple reviews mention the same issue, it's a good indication that it's a widespread problem that could affect your enjoyment of the game. By waiting for reviews to come out before buying a game, you can avoid the disappointment of spending money on a game that doesn't live up to your expectations. Additionally, if a game does have major issues or bugs at launch, waiting for reviews can help you avoid these issues and wait for patches or updates to be released before buying the game. The sixth factor to consider is the multiplayer presence. If you're interested in playing a video game's multiplayer mode, it's generally a good idea to buy the game shortly after its release. This is because the multiplayer community tends to be most active in the weeks and months following a game's launch. As more time passes, the player base may start to dwindle, making it harder to find matches and engage with other players. Additionally, some games may have special events or promotions that are only available in the early days of the game's release. By buying the game early, you can take advantage of these events and get the most out of the game's multiplayer experience. However, it's worth noting that not all games experience a decline in the player base shortly after release. Some games have long-lasting and active communities that continue to play and enjoy the game for months or even years after release. These games often have dedicated player bases, regular updates, and active communities on forums or social media platforms. Whether it's best to buy a game shortly after release depends on the specific game and its community. If you're interested in playing a game's multiplayer mode, it's a good idea to do some research into the game's community and player base before making a purchase. Check online forums, social media, and other sources to get an idea of how active the community is and whether it's likely to remain active over time. The seventh factor to consider is the media version. If you prefer physical copies of video games, it's generally a good idea to wait a few months after a game's release for prices to drop. As time goes on, retailers may offer discounts or promotions to clear out inventory and make room for new releases. This can be a great way to save money on video games if you don't mind waiting a little bit after release to play. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that some games may be in high demand and may not see significant price drops for some time. For example, if a game is part of a popular franchise or has received a lot of buzz in the gaming community, it may take longer for prices to drop. If you prefer digital copies of video games, you may be able to find deals on digital storefronts like Steam or the PlayStation Store. By keeping an eye on these sales and taking advantage of them, you can save money on digital copies of video games and avoid the need to wait for physical copies to go on sale. The eighth factor to consider is your own schedule. If you have a busy schedule, it's generally a good idea to wait until you have more free time to play a new video game. This is because video games are designed to be engaging and immersive experiences that require your full attention and focus to fully appreciate. If you try to play a new game when you're busy or distracted, you may not be able to fully enjoy the game or get the most out of your purchase. By waiting until you have more free time to play a new game, you can give the game the attention it deserves and fully immerse yourself in the experience. This can help you appreciate the game's story, characters, and gameplay mechanics more fully, and can also help you avoid feeling overwhelmed or frustrated by the game. Additionally, waiting to play a new game can give you time to read reviews, watch gameplay videos, and do research on the game before you buy it. This can help you make an informed decision about whether the game is worth your time and money and can also give you an idea of what to expect from the game before you start playing. Ultimately, the decision of when to buy and play a new video game depends on your personal schedule and preferences. If you have a busy schedule, it's generally a good idea to wait until you have more free time to play a new game. But if you're eager to play a new game and have the time and energy to devote to it, there's nothing wrong with buying and playing the game right away. The ninth factor to consider is pre-order bonuses. Pre-ordering a video game can be a tempting option for players, as it can offer several benefits, such as bonuses and early access. Many games offer exclusive in-game items or access to exclusive content for those who pre-order the game. This can be particularly appealing to players who are fans of the franchise or genre and are eager to get their hands on new content as soon as possible. However, it's important to be cautious when pre-ordering a game, especially if you don't know much about the game itself. While pre-order bonuses can be enticing, they are often a marketing tactic to encourage players to buy the game before they know much about it. It's important to do your research before pre-ordering a game to ensure that it's a game you will enjoy and that the pre-order bonuses are worth the investment. One potential downside of pre-ordering a game is that it may not live up to your expectations. You may find that the game has significant flaws or issues that were not apparent before release, or that the game does not meet the standards set by previous games in the franchise. In these cases, pre-ordering the game may not have been worth it, as you may have spent money on a game that you ultimately don't enjoy. Whether to pre-order a game depends on your personal preferences and the specific game in question. If you're a fan of a particular franchise or genre and are confident that the game will live up to your expectations, pre-ordering may be a good option. However, if you're not sure about the game or have concerns about its quality, it may be better to wait until after the game is released and reviewed before making a purchase. If you were wondering about the image, it indicates the best time to buy a game is the first time there's a sale for 40 to 60%. This usually occurs at around the 6 to 12 month mark after the game's release. Buying sooner than that will cause you to pay a premium to play the game earlier. You can always save more money by waiting a longer period of time, but you're getting a lower return on your investment for each month waited. Additionally, this is also when the initial launch bugs are fixed. The community is still active and people are generating buzz about the game. Something else to note is that the maximum a game will reasonably be marked down without being free is 75 to 90%. If you ever see it marked down to this range, this is the best deal you'll probably get. Now that you know the best time to buy a video game, you may be considering what's the best system to play games on? To learn the answer to that question, click on the next video.